Hello, and welcome to the Of Myths and Men podcast,
Hello.
the Beatles of the podcasting world. I'm your host, Adam Holcomb, and I am joined today by co-host Dylan Blumenberg.
I'm Yoko in this group.
And we are happy to have special guest and self-proclaimed John Lennon of the podcast, Valia Jodar.
I'm actually John Lennon IRL. I don't know
What?
if you guys knew that.
What?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
John Lennon.
So he's not actually dead?
Is this the guy that hosts that HBO show every week? John Lennon?
What?
I think you're thinking of,
He was on the Daily Show?
Did you know
I
that
don't
John Lennon?
John
can't
Oliver.
remember the name.
I was
Yeah.
hoping you would go with John Oliver. That joke
I
didn't
was gonna
land.
go with the one guy, but I can't remember his name.
The one
So
guy?
it's not going well, yeah.
Wayne Rooney?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
I was going for an English guy whose name is John, and I went with John Oliver, and you guys didn't pick up on it.
I know
'Cause
who
you're
John
total-
Oliver
Yours
is.
probably worked better than mine. Our podcast brings together three unknowledgeable individuals who spend a day pretending to be experts on mythology. Each week we will discuss a different god or creature, rotating out the lead mythologist. We will discuss its habits, its attitudes, we will tell a tale, and we will end on a debate on who would win in a mythological fight club. Today's lead mythologist will be Dylan. Can you tell us a bit about the god or creature we'll be talking about today?
I bet I can hit him. And I'm wondering how viable this one's going to be in a fight club because it's a entirely water-based creature.
Jared Leto was in a fight club, and he did
Oh,
fine.
motherfucker. Did
So-
you guys? Speaking of Jared Leto, did you guys hear this new 30 Seconds to Mars song?
Nope.
Not great. I've never been the biggest fan of 30 Seconds to Mars, but I think we mentioned before that the song The Kill is a killer song. It's very good. But
It's by
this is
Weezer,
like,
right?
I believe
Yeah.
that was in the Harpy episode.
This is like pop punk, or not even like punk. It's just like pop. It's so boring. Ugh.
Is there any trap music in there?
There's a little bit. There's some
A little bit of
dubstep,
trap music?
some R&B. You know.
Oh, yeah. Is Neo popping?
Yeah, it's K-pop.
Neo.
So anyway, did I mention what this thing is already?
Yeah, you said the rhinoceros?
Yeah, no, besides that. It's a sea-based creature. Do you guys have any guesses? It's entirely...
Oh, that's not a song.
What?
What was that?
We're listening to 30 Seconds to Mars?
The song is so good.
The album
So much
cover-
better than Dylan thinks it is.
I just picked a random one. I have no idea if that's the song you were referencing.
I don't know what it is, but the album cover says, like, Flint, Michigan.
I thought
Donald
it
Trump,
fit.
and something else.
I thought it fit because it said "walk on water."
I don't know if that's it.
All right, water-based creature.
Walk on water.
I'm gonna guess
No,
mermaid.
we already did mermaid.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
All right, guess again.
Mermaid's coming in episode 100.
All right.
What's that, Loch Ness?
No.
I'm gonna
That's a
guess
good
Loch
one.
Ness.
That's a good one. I'll keep that in my back pocket. It's similar.
I'm also. It's not. You're doing the lake,
No, it's
No, the
like
loch.
the whole lake.
ocean
He's doing the
based.
or are
loch.
you talking about the monster in it?
Oh, I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
Oh, I was talking about
'Cause
just like the people
Loch Ness
around it.
is the lake.
Yeah. The Loch Ness
Loch
Monster.
Ness
Oh
monster.
yeah, Nessie's the one that's
is
in the
the
lake,
It's
right?
like Frankenstein, you know?
Yeah, Frankenstein monster.
There's that episode of The Office where Creed comes in to talk to like this group of random people to sell them stuff, and he starts describing like the Loch Ness, and he's just like 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth, a penis. He's like, and the reward for its capture, all of the riches in Scotland.
I don't remember that at all.
Is it the band Creed?
No, that's a good
that's a
guess.
good
though.
band.
Is it a
No, it
rhinoceros?
starts with a K, though. You were close on that one.
Penelope.
It's underwater, like the Loch Ness Monster.
Kelpie.
Starts with a K. No, it's more obvious than that.
Kaliningrad.
Is. Jesus, you guys are the worst. It's the Kraken.
Oh,
Oh shit!
So,
Wow.
way to release that, man.
yeah. So, founded in 2011, San Francisco-based Kraken is the largest Bitcoin exchange in euro volume and liquidity, and also trading Canadian dollars, U.S. dollars, British pounds, and Japanese yen. So that's a little backstory on that. Kraken is consistently rated the best and most secure Bitcoin exchange by independent news media. So, I don't know if you guys want to invest now.
Welcome to Of Bitcoins and Boys.
Cryptocurrency and cunts.
Buy Bitcoin. Low advice.
So anyway, you guys know what the Kraken is.
The Kraken.
Cryptocurrency
that was
and cunts.
That actually is. I don't know if that was obvious, but that's like an actual cryptocurrency exchange.
That's a good name.
I think it was quite obvious.
Yeah, hopefully. But let's get serious here. The Kraken is a cephalopod.
We are nothing if not serious.
It's a cephalopod-type sea monster said to dwell off the coast of Norway and Iceland. But if you guys know anything about geography, like I did before I looked at Google Maps, Iceland is like... So if you look at Norway and Greenland, Iceland is right between them. But there's no mention of this thing in Iceland at all from my studies from decades back. But I don't know if you guys knew this or not. It's not so much like an octopus creature. It was more of a crab creature originally. But the octopus thing came because like the resemblance to giant squids, which might be common in that area. Who knows?
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't anything you can relate that's scary to a crab. Like, oh, look at this 1 foot crab.
You ever seen the video of the crab that gets injured and it just rips off its own claw? It is so metal.
I think
Is nature metal?
Man, whenever I think of crab videos, there's always one that comes to mind. We'll link it in the show notes, but it was that video of that crab that's like swimming near a pipeline that got cut, and it's like a demonstration of delta.
With the pressure?
Yeah, like delta P or something. It's like this immense pressure, and the crab is walking by this slice in the pipe that's like a 1/4 inch deep, and it just gets like crushed into the pipe. That shit is real scary if you look into it. Like, people draining their pools get killed by it because it just sucks them to the bottom of the pool and they drown.
Doesn't that happen with boats? Like, if you're next to a really huge boat, you get sucked underneath it as it goes by?
I think that's probably kind of different, but delta
Same
P
thing.
is like...
I don't think that has anything to do with pressure.
You guys ever been on a boat?
The boat.
I'll take you both on a boat. You'll see what I'm talking about.
It's the pressure
Herbie
difference,
says a boat.
or differential pressure, usually refers to the drop of pressure in a piping system. There you go.
Laying some real pipe.
We all know
It's scary shit.
boats aren't piping systems.
Look it up. So I guess we can get into the attacks right now, or some of its traits. But it's got a big one here of undersea volcanic activity and bubbles of water. You better watch out for that one.
That's its attack?
Yeah, it can create...
It's undersea volcano.
Like, it can create
What?
these, though, you know.
Okay, so it creates underwater volcanoes?
And also bubbles. It can create bubbles.
That's a good move to learn for Squirtle against Brock.
That's what I was thinking. Dangerous currents. It can create specifically delta K pressure for Kraken. And it can create new islands. So there's that.
Is that how Iceland was created? That's why they never talk about it,
No,
because they're
that's
so
a good-
thankful.
That's a good point. I'll have to look into that.
Thank you, Kraken.
I'll check my history books.
Maybe they just really like the Kraken, so they don't badmouth it.
Maybe because they actually have shit to do in Iceland, despite like being 300,000 people. Like, they have the friggin' Northern Lights and all those awesome volcanoes and whatnot. They're like, we don't need these bullshit stories.
Dude,
Even though the Kraken's not bullshit.
they probably have universal basic income there, too. Ain't that the
They
truth?
tested it.
Did they?
I think they did, yeah.
I was talking to someone about that at work today.
Ooh, that's a hot topic with Trumpers.
Well, he is not. He's a very reasonable young man. Shout out to my boy
So
Cal.
it wasn't Tom.
No. No. Yeah, so...
Does Tom listen to these?
No.
Big shout out to Tom.
Yeah, no, don't
Every
shout out
Tom that's listening, big shout out, Tom. You can use this as your ringtone.
Tom,
This
you
is
straight up
Tom.
Sucker.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Kraken is taken from a Norwegian word. The word krak, Krake, which means an unhealthy animal or something twisted. I thought that was pretty good. In German, guess what Kraken means?
What does it mean if you add plumbers in front?
I think it means unhealthy asshole. What do you think Kraken means in German?
Thank you.
No,
How do you pronounce it in German?
it's spelled exactly the same. I don't know.
But how do you pronounce it?
Kraken.
Probably right.
What do you think it means?
I think it means like
Squid.
it's like when you take a bunch of Tide, right? You swirl it up into like a blender. You dip a few bananas in there. You don't actually leave them in. You just dip, so like the residues of the banana falls into the blender. You blend that bad boy on up, and then you pour it onto some wet concrete, and just let it freeze up, and like the concrete, gets hardened. And I think that's probably what it means.
Kayen.
That's how you pronounce it.
Kayen.
Good old German being fucking difficult.
I don't think that's right.
That was Google Translate. Of course it was right. No, I
Can
spelled
Google
it.
translate what I just said?
Was Valia
I
right?
spelled it wrong.
Kraken.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be like Kraken.
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 It means octopus. Believe it or not.
I almost had an S in
Well,
Squid.
next time try harder.
I was trying to, but I didn't want to disrupt Valia's groove.
I mean, it
I was
wasn't
really killing it.
It was a pretty. I don't know. You know what I'm getting at here. So anyway, contrary to our current day beliefs, this thing wasn't actually believed to be that dangerous. Like, it's described in this story I have a little bit, but it just ate like fish, and there's only 2 of them because they couldn't reproduce.
Ate the band fish?
Yeah, Phish, and it.
That's the only way I know how to spell fish.
Yeah.
What kind of fish? Like tuna?
Yeah, like the fish.
Like sharks?
No,
Eat
not sharks. What are you, insane?
What about whales?
Probably couldn't eat whales. It was only like 40 to 50 feet in length. Well, that's kind of like the squid thing. Is like giant squids are like 40 to 50 feet in length. So this thing was believed to be that long. But yeah, it
pretty
just
good
ate like
length.
fish. But the one thing I didn't mention in the attacks is another attack. It could create whirlpools, which was like its only real danger to sailors. Besides that, it didn't really fuck around. But
Despite the stories of just people being destroyed by this thing.
yeah, right? Which apparently were more common in the 1800s.
I saw this documentary. It was, I think the title of it was Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's a scene where a kraken just annihilates a ship, like it wraps its tentacles.
I think I saw that one. That's part 2, right?
Yeah, I think that was an Al Gore documentary. That was like after that environmental one. This was
Day
like
After
part
Tomorrow?
2.
He did
Yeah,
that
I
one,
think
right?
it was that. Yeah. And he was showing like when oceans rise, the Kraken will be, coming around.
Reborn.
The
Yeah.
Kraken will be released.
Exactly.
But, I mean, the first myth that I heard of from this wasn't really Al Gore related, I guess. It was more from this guy whose name I neglected to write down. But it was a story about this legendary hero that we're all familiar with. His name was Orvar Otter, Oddr. So I guess this was kind of a story about otters.
You did take my... Yeah, I was going to say, you did take my recommendation when I said otter. Are we going to move into tail time, or is this
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
tail time?
Tail
Okay.
time.
Tale time with Tailman Dylan.
All right. So.
Mythology. Let me do my intro.
The fucking intro.
It's like we took a week break or something. Mythology was created through an early form of storytelling, so we like to spend a little bit of time delving into a tale that involves our subject. We will be a little bit more in-depth with analyzation to better understand the story. And each week, you'll have a tale to bring home to tell your significant otter, your cephalopods, or your sushi dinner.
You say otter?
Cephalo-otter.
No, I said significant otter.
Oh, okay.
Not
That's good. I like that.
I heard otter each time.
Alright, feel free to delve into that tale.
So, in this story, I'm just going to give this so I don't have to read it because it's in parentheses. But they say this thing is less than 16 kilometers long, which is what, like 11 miles
It's like
or
22
something?
feet, I think. Like 20,
What?
25
Kilometers?
feet. Yeah.
Adam, help me out here. So 60 miles an hour is 100 kilometers per hour.
Hey, Google, how many ounces are in a kilometer?
Jesus Christ. All right, let me just get into this.
Did you say 16
Yeah,
kilometers?
which is pretty fucking long. And
Yeah, that's 52,000 feet.
that's really long. That's 10 miles.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Long as fuck.
9.94 to be exact.
you know, you can't trust the validity of these authors.
I've never met an author who told the truth.
What about biographical otters?
What about Hitler?
All right, let me get into this. Kraken, also called the crabfish, which is not that huge. For heads and tails counted, he is no larger than our Oland is wide. Less than 16 kilometers. He stays at the sea floor, constantly surrounded by innumerable small fishes, who serve as his food and are fed by him in return. For his meal lasts no longer than 3 months, and another 3 are needed to digest it. His excrements nurture in the following of an army of lesser fish, and for this reason fishermen plumb after his resting place. Gradually, Kraken ascends to the surface, and when he is at 10 to 12 fathoms, the boats had better move out of his vicinity, as he will shortly thereafter burst up like a floating island, spurting water from his dreadful nostrils and making ring waves around him, which can reach many miles.
Just how dreadful are his
Dude,
nostrils?
you should see these fucking nostrils. I mean, on one of my expeditions back in the early 1900s, I saw one of these great creatures, and I don't think dreadful is a strong enough word for these nostrils, I gotta be honest.
Did you see
That's
the
nuts.
creature ejaculate from the sea as foretold?
I think the word was ascend to the surface.
I heard ejaculate.
I mean, he could be, but would you
It's
really
the same.
notice?
It's the same adjective, I'd say.
What are you, a Mormon? It's not magic.
No, I'm not a moron.
No, a Mormon.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not a moron. I have a very high IQ. I did get insulted, just to pause, on Reddit, on a soccer subreddit, by a dude who called me who said I had a low IQ
Why?
because he was saying he did the thing that people have been doing lately. I've seen online where they'll state something as fact, and then they'll do like an edit because they got so heavily downvoted, saying, "Okay, I guess people on Reddit can't stand facts and numbers," and he didn't point out a single fact or number. So I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? And then he replies back to me and is just like, okay, Mr. Low IQ, here's a bunch of facts and numbers, and then proceeds to not post any facts or numbers again. So it was just a real roller coaster of non-information.
Here's the important question, though. Did you respond to his facts and numbers?
I did a couple times, yeah.
Oh, come on.
It got me going to me being like, because I also wanted to get a point across of what the discussion was, but it was interesting that he repeatedly wouldn't post the thing he kept saying. That, you know, maybe he was just a troll and I bought into it.
He
I think
could
I
have
just
been.
maybe bought into it. Yeah.
He's probably a Russian troll.
Yeah.
These goddamn
Bot
hackers.
account.
You know what they say?
Freaking Obama's America, I tell you what. Letting Russia hack
Better
us.
in than out.
Stupid people will bring you down to their level and beat you with experience.
Mark Twain.
Did you say that, or who's March Twain?
It was my persona.
Mark Twain said that.
Sure. It's a good persona.
Thanks, man.
He wrote The Incredible Adventures of Tim Swade.
And he wrote the second edition of The Incredible Hulk. Not the first.
I love
though.
The Incredibles.
You know what? I don't know if we talked about this already, Adam, but Wally and I saw The Incredibles.
We did.
Yeah. I think that's what I
I
said last
enjoyed it.
time.
I thought it was good.
I didn't dislike it.
I
but
thought it was good.
I'm sure this is the exact same thing I said.
I enjoyed it.
All right.
Especially that ass.
Do you have,
Dude, you're such a
do you have
perv.
anything more to...
Oh my god. Why don't you go back to DeviantArt, you fiend?
On it now.
Go to the Rule 34
Why don't you look
subreddit.
up Sonic pictures on
You
DeviantArt?
disgusting person. Ooh, do you think we can find a sexy Kraken?
I think so.
Probably. Oh man, there's gotta be. You know, on this other podcast I listen to, they do these bets every week, and one of them was like before the Sonic game came out. There was this new character that was announced for it. I think it's like an original Sonic character that hasn't been in any other games. And one of their bets was like on DeviantArt, when we search for this character's name, how many pictures are there going to be? And someone's like, really? You're searching DeviantArt for Sonic things? Like, safe search off? Like, you can't do that.
Are there anything more you want to focus on this tale?
Not so much.
What were its so its attacks are like it's I didn't really get the whole concept when you were listing its strengths and attacks and stuff.
What do you mean you didn't get the concept?
Is it just a fucking big ass octopus?
Yeah,
Like it's stronger?
yeah, it's just like a gigantic octopus. Like,
Can't spit like acid?
Well, I guess we should probably decide for this fight, like which version of the story we're going off. Are we doing like 40 to 50 feet or fucking 10 miles? Because that's a huge difference.
Well, that depends on speed and strength, right? That's how you get big variation.
Yeah, I think it would be very strong and pretty slow if it was big.
Alright, we're gonna start the Fight Club and hopefully Lawnmower Guy doesn't come over anymore.
The Lawnmower Man featuring Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Who is in that movie?
No idea what movie.
Yeah, this is a real
Man.
thing?
Yeah, it's a...
Sounds awful.
What are you talking about? Pierce Brosnan, Jeff Fay.
Foxworthy.
A simple man is
Jeff-A?
turned into a genius through the application of computer science. You can tell it's a
One
early
man.
90s movie.
Yeah, because I work in computer science and there's a lot of simple people.
Let's Fight Club this bitch. Let's do this thing. About to annihilate a muckalacka.
How?
One of the things people love to debate about is who would win in a fight. Eminem, the rapper, or the M&Ms from the M&M commercial.
Did you say Marshall Mathers?
Is that Eminem?
Marshall
Yeah.
Mathers.
What are the names of the M&M characters?
Red guy and
Okay,
yellow
Google.
guy?
What are the names of the M&M characters? It's not gonna fucking work. Oh, it's working. It didn't work, believe it or not. It might be working. It recorded me
I
saying...
can search the web for
Jesus
answers.
Christ. This thing... Oh my god.
What is the name of the M&M characters?
It never gets better.
According to Wikipedia,
Migos.
these include the team of the Cynical and Sardonic Red, originally voiced by John Lovitz. Thereafter,
James
Billy
Franco
West,
is Saul
who is the
Silver.
mascot for milk chocolate.
It's
peanut
just
butter,
red and
Super
yellow.
Crispy
Stupid.
M&Ms, and the happy and gullible
Stop!
yellow.
No, I don't know how to
originally
stop
voiced by
it.
Goodman,
Stop it.
Just say it
thereafter
again.
JJ.
Say the command again and then say stop.
Okay, we're good.
Isn't that stupid?
Amateurs.
Lock.
It's just
Why
red
doesn't
and
it do
yellow.
anything if you lock your phone? For fuck's sake!
What are you talking about?
It doesn't work. Okay, Google. What's the world record for bean eating?
According to Wide Open Eats, the
I'm
Poutine
locking my
record,
phone.
that human vacuum.
That fucking proves me wrong. Edit that out. Half the time,
I think the
it doesn't
Pixel
do it.
XL, the Pixel XL, especially with Pi, apparently has one or two small issues charging and assistant. So yeah.
It's never been great for like the last year.
no.
Did you already read the
Sell it
intro?
on.
So in our fight, we're like halfway through it, so I'm going to
Alright.
continue it. So in our Fight Club section, we indulge ourselves and talk about who would win in a mythological fight to the death. We will pit this week's subject against one we discussed in earlier podcasts, and our lead mythologist will defend his creature. And Dylan, you get to challenge either Valia or myself.
I'm gonna do.
Challenge me, bitch.
Pick a coin
You
side.
bitch. You bitch.
When you pick a coin side.
Heads.
Heads.
God damn it.
Okay, Google. Flip a coin.
Tails.
Okay.
Well, of course you pick
Tink, tink,
tails.
tink, tink, tink.
I mean, what else would you pick besides tails, Valia?
I don't know. The middle,
Edge.
yeah, the edge.
Side. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that, but it's tails.
I'll. Can I be moderator?
Okay. Practicing mindfulness for 2 minutes.
Not sure what that is, but okay.
I'll be moderator
Wait.
with that mindfulness.
I don't think it means you get to choose.
Yeah.
I think that's who Dylan challenges.
Oh, I thought that was you get like the winner chooses what they want to do.
Oh, yeah,
all
I
right.
was gonna-
I don't care. That's
Adam,
fine.
Adam is the challengee.
So you're
Yes.
challenging me?
Okay.
Oh, so the coin flip was... So did he get to choose, or was the coin flip to decide moderator?
To decide who I get to challenge.
But you just chose opposite.
Wait, didn't you pick heads? Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad.
So the coin flip was
My
pointless.
bad. No, it is Valia.
Why do we do the?
It is
Yeah, if
Valia.
you're picking someone, why did we do the coin flip?
You know what? I can't explain myself. I pick Valia.
To be what?
The challengee.
Okay, so I have to fight you.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have a good track record of beating you.
How cool would it be if, like, right after I said that, you turn around and just a bat swings right in your face, and it's me fighting you for real, right? That's the end of the podcast.
I think you'd win if you hit me in the face with a baseball bat.
I think. What about a cricket bat?
That would probably still hurt. I am wearing a Shaun of the Dead t-shirt right now.
Well, that's a film that I'd like to rewatch again right now. Are you gonna pick an animal, Adam?
Alright, so it has a total of 21. The Knuckleavy would be a tough fight.
Do the
But it has a Knuckle Baby uppercut smash.
Hellhound Striga,
My
So the
fucking-
Knuckle-
the Minotaur is there also.
The Knuckleavy is only vulnerable to fresh water, not ocean water.
Correct, it lives in
I can't
ocean
remember what
water.
that thing is. I don't think I was there for that episode. I think I was on vacation or something.
No.
You're taking a holiday?
You were
All I
there.
remember is it's called the Knuckle Baby, right?
I'm in the same boat. I don't have a clue about that.
The Knuckleavy is the that very scary demon that wilts plants, or all the bad things are determined. It's super fucking crazy in the Orkney Islands area.
Yeah,
Any
I
bells?
wasn't there. I can guarantee it. No, I do remember that now. The plant wilting thing I remember because the Leshen was like the opposite of that.
Yeah. You did the lesson right.
You could do the Hellhound. That's pretty cool. That's like right at it
But I mean,
in terms of
Yeah, but
strength.
the Hellhound
Yeah,
on water
that's
would
kind
get
of-
fucked, and
That's true.
the Kraken not on water would get fucked. So we're gonna do the knack-a.a. since it is a water
right.
creature.
We could do a gravity chamber where what's it called? The Kraken is enveloped in a sphere of water, but the Hellhound is on land.
But I could just
And you're
grab the
essentially-
Hellhound and like dunk it
Don't
like
talk
an Oreo
back.
cookie.
I'm the moderator, and I'm choosing the
This week's
knack-a.a.
Oh,
episode sponsored
Power
by
trip.
Oreo Cookie Company.
I like what are the other ones? Hydrax?
What? What the hell are those?
Does the Kraken have any vulnerabilities or
It
weaknesses?
didn't really say any, but I would assume like the typical, spears.
Don't you like
cannons.
hit it in the mouth?
Harpoons.
If you like throw something in its mouth, it's like instant kill.
It's kind of a cop out, isn't it?
I don't know.
But yeah, I think it would.
According to Pirates of the Caribbean,
It would have to be.
Caribbean.
But don't octopuses not have like their brain isn't in their head or something? So how dangerous is getting hit?
Where's
in the
its
head with-
brain?
Okay, Google. Where's an octopus's brain? This thing is so slow.
According to Wikipedia, 2/3 of an octopus's neurons are found in the nerve cords of its arms, which show a variety of complex reflex actions that persist even when they have no input from the brain.
It didn't even
Thick,
read the
bro.
important part. It's in its arms.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
It didn't
bro.
even read it. It didn't
Yeah,
even.
dude. It said 2/3 of its neurons are located in its.
Fucking
Yeah, but where's its brain,
in
Adam?
its arms.
What the hell's a
A
neuron?
complex nervous system is a brain.
What is that?
You wouldn't even know.
I have a pretty high
Go
IQ.
to school for something other than
So
mythology.
I don't know. I think like
Oh, yeah.
dismemberment's
Yeah.
probably a big one.
All right, yeah, we'll say dismemberment.
How big
and
is a
harpoons.
knuckle-a again, though?
Wasn't it like 30 feet?
It's pretty
But this-
big.
which one did we decide on? 10 miles or 50 feet? I think we got to do 50 feet.
Oh, this thing's
Are
gonna
you
be 10
serious?
miles. You gotta go against a
That's
demon.
true.
This thing has 9
It's
strength,
got a knuckle baby uppercut.
3 speed, 4 intelligence, 9 durability,
Uppercut smash.
and it has a knuckle baby uppercut smash.
It sounds like a sandwich.
Like a local diner.
Alright, I'm gonna probably cut out a lot of what got done, so we're gonna do a review over the creatures quick. So, for our Fight Club, Dylan has challenged, I believe we're at Valia is the one that got challenged, and I will be moderator. Our creatures in this fight are the Kraken, defended by Dylan. The Kraken, we've decided, has a strength of 8, a speed of 3, an intelligence of 2, and a durability of 8. We just come up with these numbers to kind of give us a basis to compare creatures a little better. It is vulnerable to dismemberment and harpoons, and it has the special whirlpool attack, bubble attack, and
And
island
volcanic
attack.
activity.
And
That's an
volcanic
important
activity, which is kind of the
Oh,
island
yeah, I guess
attack.
so. You make a good point.
Where are you guys
Mhm.
seeing this? I'm looking at the creature stat sheet, and I'm not seeing this.
I didn't.
This is
Oh,
put,
you
straight
didn't
up
put it on
memory.
I didn't put the Kraken in.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Go on.
The knuckle-a will be the challenger, or well, the challenged, I guess. And it has a strength of 9. It has a speed of 3, an intelligence of 4, and a durability of 9. It is vulnerable to fresh water, specifically lock water. And it has a special knuckle baby uppercut smash attack. Now, for those who don't remember the knuckle-a, it is a demon from the Orkney Islands, and it's kind of half horse, half humanish. It's like a centaur if the centaur still had a horse head as well, and the human body is more in the middle. And it's really big, it's fast, and it's evil. It has no skin, I think, and so you just see the muscle tissue. So it's really gross, scary, and it can knuckle baby uppercut smash you.
It's not fast though.
Yeah, I guess it's really not
No.
fast because the drunk guy outran him in the
That's
story.
right.
Oh yeah.
He sprinkled some fresh water on him and then ran. So we will begin the fight. Fight!
Grab the knuckle baby, tear its little arms off.
I look into the eyes of the Kraken.
Death.
Knuckle looks into the eyes of the Kraken and goes, "No way, Jose!" As it's trying to rip apart itself, but like because I'm so durable, like it's not happening. So I say that "No way, Jose" line.
Well, that's all I had.
I think Knuckle Baby won that round.
No way. So
Never
okay, here's what I
underestimate
do.
the power
All right.
of good comeback.
Yeah. So first off, with the horse part of the knuckle baby, I neigh a bit. I go a little bit.
I
Get a
allow
little
it.
bit of a neigh going. It's
Come on,
underwater.
that's
There's
Kabitzen.
bubbles. There's bubbles going up. So yeah, all these bubbles are floating up, and as this is going, I realize I can create a bunch of bubbles right with this neighing. So Knuckle Baby starts neighing like crazy to get these bubbles in the way of the Kraken, and then full force attack. That's literally the only thing I've done in like the last 10 episodes. Full force attack into the Kraken's face hole. It just tries to dismember the hell out of it. All bubbles, attack.
I think this thing would have a pretty easy time of like keeping it at bay with its countless tentacles. And then it would just like
And it's 50 miles long.
chuck it into volcanic activity, you know? Just like dunk it in lava.
What's its view distance?
Dude,
Can it see with its
so
tentacles?
Yeah, of course. It's got that thing that dolphins and sharks have where it can like sense vibrations in the water.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Echo
Oh,
location.
sharks don't have that.
Are you a marine biologist?
Yeah, in my past lives, I studied at the
At the Miami Dolphins?
College of Naturehold, which has a surprisingly good aquatic department. But
Did
yeah,
you guys
it's-
catch that NFL reference I made a second
which
ago?
one?
I did. I liked it.
I made an NFL reference.
They're playing tonight against the Browns.
I don't think the NFL is playing tonight.
That's not true at all.
Against the Rounds?
The Browns.
I thought you said Rounds.
Yeah, the potato circles. The Idaho potato circles.
So you reach at me and try to grab me with those tentacles? Is that what you said?
Yeah, just like, I mean, if you knock one off, grab you with another one. It's hard to hit them all.
How do you get it to me? Like, are they all in bunches?
Bunches of bunches. To quote,
Oodles and
to
noodles?
quote Killer Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, I take these hits, right? So, because I don't have an intelligence. I do have an intelligence advantage, right? 'Cause I'm a bit smarter.
Oh yeah, you were far more smart.
So I let the Kraken like try to get all of its tentacles at me at once in a bunch, and I basically just try and grab as many of them, and I just start attacking those tentacles because that's its nerves and all that, in an attempt to hurt this little bitch as much as I can. So I don't know how successful or not I am. I'll let the moderator decide that.
Let me add something before you do that. I'm not using
Mm-hmm.
all my tentacles. I'm using a few.
Okay. Well, the few that I get, I'm gonna knock them the f out. Because Mama said so.
So your neurons, maybe half of your 2/3 of your neurons, if you can do that math, are getting knuckle baby uppercut smashed.
But underwater? I mean, come on.
It lives
But-
underwater. Like, this is the knuckle baby's prime location.
This is
too.
full strength smash. This isn't on land half strength.
What?
This is like with the with One Piece. There's the merman creatures, and they're faster and stronger.
Boy, the
underwater
second you
than
said
above
One
water.
Piece, I started yawning.
This is like if Yugi were playing dual monsters, but he switches to the Pharaoh Yugi versus himself, and it's just like, wow, the Pharaoh one is way better at dual monsters than the other one.
I don't even know what to say about any of this. Yeah, it's just gotta toss you into some lava.
Your nerves are getting
But
knuckle
these
baby.
nerves, I got a lot of these nerves. I got ones to spare.
I yell, "You got a lot of nerve, Kraken!"
And I make bubbling noises.
You're getting trashed in
That's
the trash
fine.
talk
I don't really have a mouth with
segment.
vocal cords, so
Can you go like?
sure. Yeah, I go and toss this thing into a fresh lava spout and smash it.
So I feel like its strength outbeats your durability. I think it definitely takes off several of your limbs. So you're getting dumber as this fight goes on. And you might be able to get a hold of it and throw it at a volcanic spurt, which is underwater. So, because you only have power over the undersea volcanic activity. So it kind of hits it. It's a little hot, but it's like cooling down almost immediately because it's underwater at great depths. So I feel like the attack
Lava's
is
still lava underwater. How do you think islands are formed, you silly goose?
Yeah, but like
You know
he's
what?
a demon.
That's true.
He brings great calamity to the Orkney Islands.
I'm a demon bringing great
Did
calamity.
you know that he's
Okay.
he's the reason that their plants don't grow in the winter?
Well, I would have thought that was
he's the
science
reason.
or atmospheric changes.
Winter is coming.
I mean, I would think the
So
same
you're saying
thing,
you
but
have no
no.
Plants in the
power.
It's him.
In the
winter.
winter.
In the winter time, there's no power.
Jesus. Here we go.
I also have song ability for the Knuckle Lady.
Do I have a giant beak?
So now you're extra
Do I have a
dumb,
big old beak?
and Knuckle Avy.
So you have a beak?
Will you give me a big old beak like they have sometimes? Alright.
Yeah.
I bite
can
this
have a
thing's
beak.
head off. What say you?
A Kraken goes to bite the Knuckle Avy's head off. How do you feel the Knuckle
Roll
Avy
initiative.
would respond?
I feel like that's something that I would not see coming. Just this giant 50-mile long monster
10.
attacking you. It's like in Superbad, it's like Jonah Hill and Michael Cera's characters. Like Jonah Hill's just this monstrous creature eating Michael Cera. That's what happened in that movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how I'd
Can
react to
confirm.
that. I don't think I would. I guess it would just kind of come out of nowhere as I'm trying to like punch these huge ass tentacles, and then all of a sudden I'm bit.
Okay. So what happens if it's already gnawing your head off? What do you think the Knuckle Avy's reaction would be?
I think it would just punch like crazy. Do that uppercut, that Knuckle Baby Super Smash
Knuckle
How
uppercut.
many
Baby uppercut
PP does
smash.
this Knuckle Baby Uppercut Smash have, though? Like, how many times you can use this fucking move?
It's only special
Jesus.
moves, so... Like,
I mean,
At
you
least
could use
20
Fisher,
times.
like, what, 5 times? And it failed, like, 4 out of 5 of those?
but that was an instant one-hit kill.
That's fair.
So essentially, what I'm saying is, if the Kraken attempts to eat the Knuckle Baby, I think that might be done and dusted because it's so big. Like, it's kind of impossible to see what's happening for the Knuckle Baby. Like, all of a sudden, it's just being eaten. Do you know what I'm getting at?
I agree. I do believe that the strength and the durability would start colliding a bit more, though. So you might be getting crunched, but not killed necessarily.
Well,
Because your durability is better than its...
then I'm inside it at this point. I'm just punching away, trying to murk this little boy.
Stomach acid
Punch,
attack.
punch, punch.
Special move.
He brings out his wild card.
Yeah, I don't have any other moves except for like punching its tentacles and hoping it works. But it's so big, you can't grab it and attempt to like crush it or throw it. You just kind of have to annihilate its tentacles or get it inside of its mouth and punch it a bunch.
I feel like the weak spot would definitely be the inside of it. So if you survive the crushing of the jaws of the beak, I feel, which I believe would happen, because the Knuckleavy, as said before, is a demon. It has pretty solid durability, and it would be able to probably tear its way out, kind of like Drax almost does in Guardians of the
Let me
Galaxy
get at
Volume
you with
2.
this logic that's totally unfounded before you say anything else.
Go on.
So, stomach acid would be constantly diluted by water because of the stuff it eats. So it would have to be extra strong stomach acid. There you go.
That's what?
I take a Tums.
Alright, I can't do anything against that. Extra strength or normal?
Just normal.
Alright. You take one or two of them?
I take one.
Shit. Alright, I might be able to do something against that. Do I have a gallbladder?
I don't think
Dang
Krakens
it.
have
I'm all
gallbladders.
out of ideas.
I'm also all out of love, and I'm also
So lost
so
without
lost
you.
without you.
I think I was wrong.
I don't have any ideas either. Really, my only game is to punch it,
Mine.
its tentacles and the insides, and hope that it dies. That's up to the mod to decide.
My favorite part about these fights are that Valia just says, all out attack, does it win or no?
Pretty much. Like, what else can you do? You don't know enough. There's no specifics about these things that you can be like, yeah, its fighting style is to try to do this. Like, no, you just kind of go at it, right?
Yeah.
I think in this one, the Kraken bit off more than it
Whoa.
could chew.
Got him.
I think the Knuckleavy wins.
That's a good fight.
It's just a little bit too durable and strong
Just like
for
some
the
of those
Kraken.
fucking condoms, am I right, guys? Ladies,
Hey.
take a break.
You just rip right through those?
Yeah. Yeah, fucking hefty bags. Oh my god, that's so disgusting.
Alright, so today we learned about the Kraken. We learned that it is basically a giant crab, but sometimes a giant octopus or squid. It isn't actually that violent, it just likes to hang out at the bottom of the sea and eat stuff, and sometimes floats up. But when it does float up, you better watch the fuck out, because it'll sink your ship. On accident or on purpose, you decide. We learned a tale about how you should avoid it, because it'll sink your ship. And we found out that though the Kraken would put up one hell of a fight, the Knucklebaby would come out on top. So if you've enjoyed what you've heard, please swing by iTunes or Stitcher to leave a rating and review. And we will spend some time to read each review that we get, because we like to
Read.
thank our listeners, and we like to read. There is a disclaimer that we will edit on the fly on these comments and not necessarily read every one of them, especially if you guys give bad reviews. But the
I'll
good
read
reviews,
the bad reviews.
we will listen. We will read, not out loud. So on iTunes, we'll read 2 of them today. We have My Nickname is Kyle,
That's weird.
and he says, "I like these guys. Funny podcast."
Exclamation
And we
mark?
have some yeah, those were exclamation
Nice.
marks. And then we have some unique nickname to post review, who said, "Found myself laughing aloud in my place of work on several occasions."
I'll
Exclamation mark.
personally visit your
Looking
place of
forward
work
to more.
if you'd like. Just hit me up on various social media
Instagram.
outlets, and I will come to your
LinkedIn?
workplace unannounced. So
That sounds a lot like you wrote that review.
I don't know how to review things.
I mean, what's the
I don't have
character limit on
iTunes.
these usernames? That could have been Steve Jobs himself. From the grave.
And we'll read more as we get them, so please leave a review and we can read yours. You can also send us positive vibes on Twitter at Myths and Men, or at our Of Myths and Men podcast page on Facebook. And we hope to see you next week when we talk about something else.
About to go play Shoots and Ladders.
Snakes and shoots.
Sandals.
The music you heard on this podcast is called Call to Adventure by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. It is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license.
So this week I have the rhinoceros, the mythical beast from the city of
Africa?
Greenland.
Greenland?
Yeah.
Just in Greenland?
Yeah.
The whole place is a city?
Yeah. The
I
whole.
thought that was a country.
Nope, not anymore.
Oh, they've been knocked down a peg?
Yeah. Been demoted.
Alright.
All right.
Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Get all your vocal practices right.
Unique New York.
The skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower. All right.